Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to make a lantern. You're going to want to grab one of these templates and go ahead and cut it out how you see here. Grab some clay and we're going to roll out a slab using your two rulers to make sure your slab has even thickness. Remember that on any of your slab projects you can add patterns to your clay using stamps, fabrics, or even the clay stamps that you made at the beginning of the semester. Once your slab is cut out, you want to go ahead and place your template on top, and you're going to use your ruler and your needle tool to cut along the edges of your template. You're going to cut all the way around your template, trying to cut out all of your pieces at once. So once you're done using a ruler, needle tool to cut out your template, you're going to go ahead and take your needle tool and you're going to poke holes along the lines of the other shapes that you need to cut out. That way when you take off your template, you're going to be able to know where to place your ruler to cut out the sides of your house and the roof pieces. You will see that there are some windows on the lantern template. You can use those if you choose to, but if you do not, you may cut out your own unique designs for your lantern holes. After you're done, you're going to go ahead and flip over your canvas and carefully peel off your pieces. This will keep your pieces from stretching or getting out of shape. Go ahead and place them onto a bat, and then you're going to want to take them over and blow dry them a little bit. Make sure that you dry them so that when you pick them up, they're not going to scrunch, and then you'll be ready to assemble your pieces. When you're assembling them, you're going to lay down the front of your house, and you're going to put on all of the sides. You may have to trim the sides as you go. Start with one side. Make sure that you slip and score and blend the inside and outside. And then when you're ready to work your way around, again, you may have to trim some of your pieces. You may even need to cut a little bit of an angle on them so that they will fit together. When you're done assembling the sides and the roof, you're going to go ahead and put on the other side of your house. Make sure it's slipped and scored. And you're going to blend around the edges. Make sure that you do not forget to blend the inside as well. You're going to want to make sure that your clay has been dried enough so that when you put your pieces together, they do not slump and bend. You may also use the kidney tool to kind of line up the sides of your house and make them more flat and square up your pieces. We're going to go ahead and make the base for our house. I used the same stamp pattern that I used on my lantern house, and I'm putting the ruler around the edges because I want to make my base about 1/4 inch larger than the bottom of my lantern. Carefully turn it over and peel it off of the canvas. You want to dry it a little bit. I'm going to add some feet to the bottom of my base so that it will stand up off of the table or the shelf that I'm going to put it on. And I cut out one square, and I'm using that square to measure all the rest of my pieces so that they're all the same. And then you want to go ahead and assemble your base upside down because you want to prevent it from bending or slumping. Go ahead and slip and score those pieces on, blend them all together. When you're done, like I said, blow dry it upside down to keep it from slumping. We want it to stay flat. Since you have your base upside down, it'd probably be a good time to put your name and also your period on there so that when we fire it, we know that it's yours. Now at this point, my lantern house is all done, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my patterns and my design. Since I have a stamped pattern, I'm going to go ahead and use a tool to add some pressed patterns around the edge of my house just to make it a little bit more interesting. We did blend those edges, so by adding a press pattern, I'm kind of getting rid of the blending marks and adding a little bit of interest. I've added holes to all the other sides of my lantern, but I want to go ahead and show you how I added the holes to this side as well. I'm using a needle tool. You can also use any of your other sgraffito tools for this. As you're adding your holes, you want to slowly cut through the thickness of your clay. If it's too soft and you're pressing in your sides, you want to make sure that you dry your clay a little bit more. But again, I'm just cutting through slowly, and then I'm just poking my pieces out through the inside. You can also use a tool that you can spin the tool. We also have punching tools, whatever tools that you decide to use. As you're pressing these designs out, remember that you're going to have some sharp edges on the inside of your house. So when you're all done, you're going to need to take a loop tool and shave away those areas on the inside of the house. And then another step that you want to make sure you don't forget on your lantern is when you are done cutting out all of your holes or your shaped cutouts, you're going to go ahead and take a pipe cleaner, or what's also called a chenille stem. And I'm just going to cut off a small piece of this because I need it to be strong. So a shorter piece is usually a little bit stronger. I even folded mine in half since my holes are a little bit larger. And I'm just dipping this into some water and spinning it throughout my holes so I can make sure that none of my cutouts have any sharp edges. And then you can also use the chenille stem, since it's folded in half and it's strong. You can also use this to kind of smooth out the inside of any of your larger cutouts as well. Remember, once your clay dries a little bit, you can take a loop tool and make sure that the inside of your lantern is smooth as well. And then here is basically a finished lantern. Thank you for watching.